If there's pressure, if Copy That and Spirit of St. Louis get involved early, then those workhorses come. Here are the swoopers. Honolulu Bay cut the corners in the Ballarat Cup very good. This guy had to come wide. He needs them to go really crazy early. If they do, these two could do something remarkable. But, gentlemen, more than likely, Spirit of St. Louis will lead. I believe Copy That will get the lead off him, and if that happens, it's going to take a very, very special horse to run past them both. I want to be in the Hunter Cup on the horses in the marker pegs, like the New Zealand Cup, like the Ballarat Cup, and like the Inter-Dominions, and I think those horses will be Copy That and Spirit of St. Louis, and the market agrees. Wonderful analysis, Michael Guerin, and let's have a look at that market right now as he creeps into my shot. Copy That is 260 at the moment. As we mentioned, in the last hour and a half or so, has met with really, really good support in from 330. Spirit of St. Louis, Michael, who you reference, 550. That feels like good odds, doesn't it, at the moment? The other one you reference on the market pegs, Hurricane Harley, 750 out to $8. Adam, look, terrific analysis, but I wonder whether we're a little bit greyed up with all the talk that's happened this week with, you know, Luke McCarthy saying that Spirit of St. Louis won't hand up. I cast no shadow. Jack Trainer said he'll be going for the lead. Like, are we greyed up a little bit by all of this commentary from some of these drivers?
It happens before most big races, doesn't it? You know, you have a pretty firm opinion straight after the barrier draw, and then all the discussion and debating and tactics and byplay start. And we've had a lot of that this week. How much of it will come true and how much of it is just pre-race banter? We're not going to know that until the arms fold back. But I guess, look, the race does change. If Copy That didn't get the front, the race would really change dramatically here, because I'm not sure that he'd be able to sit parked and win it if he had to try and do that. He can, but it would be a really hard way to win what I think is a very strong race. Most horses, no matter how good they are, can't sit parked and win these big races. Lazarus could, Blacks of Fate could, maybe Lochinvar Art could in what wasn't a great year. None of these horses can. What we're going to see is that pressure early. The talk is about putting doubt in your opposition's mind. If I can make you doubt, I can make me get an easier spot. Will I Cast No Shadow blast off the gate? Doubtful, because he can over-race when he does try and blast off the gate. Honolulu Bay is a wonderful horse, but we know deep down inside, even his connections know, the best version of him is not working. Well, he's gone to another level because they haven't been using him early. I agree. And over 27.60, again, think this is 3,000 metres. This is almost the Melbourne Cup distance. It's an awfully long way. I've spoken to a lot of people this week, but I spoke to a guy I know. It was off the record, and he said, this is what I'm going to do. Blair Orange said, they don't realise how quick I am. I'm going forward, and I'm going forward with intent. 14 minutes until the start of the Delray National AG Hunter Cup. Let's get the thoughts of the drivers. Here's Jason Bonington.
Thank you very much, team. They are out. They've been out for a little while. David Moran, you've been pretty clear, I think, in the media with Honolulu Bay. Semi-crack, getting to a good spot, but not trying to blaze out and find the front. Is that correct, or have I got that wrong?
Yeah, no, I think so. It's just sort of a tricky race, you know, them draws where you're sort of middle of the row, you have got to come out enough to get into a handy position where you're not going to have to do too much work three wide, so he's going to have to come out a little bit. Hopefully a few insiders burn a bit and open up a gap there, and we'll just play it by ear after that.
Do you need to be in the first half of the field to win the race? He's got a booming, sustained sprint, but it's so hard to win these big Grand Circuit races from the second half, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. No, I think it's like everything. It just depends on tempo over that long distance. And like you said, if you're handy enough to him, you get a good trail into the race or whatever it may be, he's going to be dangerous.
That's Honolulu Bay, who was so big at Ballarat. The Prince, they're calling him. Oh, gee, Jack Trainer gave you an absolute bake on radio this morning, Jack Halligan. But Spirit of St. Louis, everyone now thinks you're handing up, but maybe you've got different ideas. What are you thinking?
I think I'll be holding.
Regardless of pressure?
Well, I can't say enough pressure to make me hand up, so my plan going in it's a hold, and I can see that happening.
All right. That's what we wanted to hear. That's good news. Now, Mark Pitt, Mac Dan. We go back to a run on a Miracle Mile at one stage, and this horse showed unbelievable gate speed. We haven't seen much of it since. Do you really press the button and do everything you can early or not?
Yeah, look, I'm going to go forward as good as I can anyway. Chance our arm.
There's Mark Pitt. Might duck around. I think we know what Greg Sugars is going to do on 888. Luke McCarthy, how often do you go in driving in a major race like this? And no one's talking about your horse. Expensive Ego is too good to be ignored, but maybe you like it that way.
Yeah, look, it won't hurt him, Jace. He's sort of, he's such a hype horse, but, obviously the bad draw, we're going to rely on a lot of luck, but, we're really happy with him. His last 2 runs in Sydney have been on the clock, have been sensational, so, hopefully we can just get a touch of luck.
Do we go for the easy or an easier run than normal, or do you see him being in his traditional position, doing all the labour outside the leader?
Oh, I don't want to do that. I'm actually really looking forward to using him for his speed, and I know he has got speed, just that he's sort of been driven so dour, so, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he goes.
There's Luke McCarthy. I'm trying to find copy that. They're about to go out. Blair Orange. So much chatter. There always is. Grand Circuit race, Hunter Cup. Do you think you'll be in front? And even if you're not, does it worry you?
No, it doesn't worry me. He's pretty versatile, so ideally you'd like to be in front, but what happens, happens. But, yeah, we won't panic about it.
I'm not very panicked either. Shannon O'Sullivan, we'll come back to you. There's good footage there of the horses running through. I think Copy That is for a big race, as close to a stone cold stinking moral as you can get. What are your thoughts? Who's your pick of the yard?
I just think Hurricane Harley. I know I was went with him early, but I just feel this horse, he's a little nugget of an animal. He looks amazing. The lights are shining on his coat here. And I just think he's got the draw that if these other horses get vulnerable early, if they all go forward and put pressure on, he's one that's going to benefit so much being on the pegs. And he pulled off 2:26 last quarters last start with the plugs in. So I think he's got everything going towards him, especially if other horses get vulnerable. And as I said, you can't knock the likes of Copy That or Expensive Ego and I Cast No Shadow, but I just think they fall to Hurricane Harley if they put too much pressure on themselves.
I feel like Shannon's stealing Hurricane Harley from me. One of my greatest friends of all time, but guys, I'm with Copy That. I wonder what you think is going to happen. Jack Callaghan has probably ebbed and flowed throughout the course of the week. Now he's saying he wants to hold the front. I think Copy That will lead, and I think Copy That will win. And even if he doesn't lead, I think Copy That will win.
Very confident, Jason Bonington, and so are the punters with Copy That at the moment, 330 into 250. Let's have a look at a full market here for the Delray National AG Hunter Cup. And Copy That, as I mentioned, has been the medium of good support. Spirit of St Louis is solid though, $5 out to $5.50. Honolulu Bay, $5.50 out to $6. Expensive Ego. There's a bit of specking there. $9 into $8. Hurricane Harley, $7.50 out to $9. Old Town Road, $9.50 out to $11. Major Meister, $14 out to $15. The rest upwards of $34. And that includes the Victoria Cup winner in Rock and Roll Do, with Anthony Butt, and no driver has won more Hunter Cups than Anthony Butt, going for his 8th Hunter Cup tonight, and he will feature with Rob Auber a little bit later in our Legends series. Let's have a look at the Fast Five, courtesy of Sulky app. These are the ratings that are made to look like mile rates. They're mathematically translated to indicate performance, and they say the fastest is Honolulu Bay, just over Macdan, Expensive Ego, Rock and Roll Do and Spirit of St Louis, but they did note that there's limited data because obviously Copy That is a New Zealander, and also Old Town Road as well. Just factor that in for the Fast Five, courtesy of Sulky app. Let's go to Dan Malecki. 8 minutes until the Delray National AG Hunter Cup. Dan, there's been really good support in the last couple of hours for this Kiwi Ballarat Cup winner, New Zealand Cup winner, Copy That. And I guess there's two versions, isn't there, for a lot of our racing.com audience of this horse, because he failed during the Victoria Cup, but he looks as though he's back to his very best right now.
No doubt, Ryan. I think we saw the best of him at Ballarat. His preparation was interrupted, to say the least, when we saw him here during the middle of last year. A two-time New Zealand Cup winner, and he lived right up to those wraps with a dominant display at Ballarat. So he is on song. He gets a similar type of draw where he can press forward and try to hustle his way to the top here. He's tough. He's a very good stayer, and that's what New Zealanders produced. They've done it with the gallops over a long period of time, and certainly with the harness horses, they can stay. He's no one-trick pony. But I thought he might be able to get to the front, but again, game's not over if he doesn't. Copy That's my top selection in the race. I think the draw suits Spirit of St. Louis. He was runner-up last year on the back of some fantastic form through the Major Country Cup lead-ups. Through the Inter-Dominion, we didn't see the best of him, but I think his recent form suggests he's close enough to it. And then with that good draw thrown in tonight, he's got to be a significant winning chance. Honolulu Bay's run first up at Ballarat was outstanding. He came from last with a lap to go, sizzling sectional times. He savaged the line. He's a very good horse. Even his performances through the Inter-Dominion was outstanding. He's got a terrific chance tonight. Hurricane Harley, I thought had a place chance. I thought he needed a good draw to be a winning hope, and he does get that draw, so he's got to be in the mix. Don't rule out Torrid Saint. If Torrid Saint angles for the pegs, he might end up 4 back the inside. He's 150 to 1, about 25 to 1 or more for the place, but he did run second in an Inter-Dominion final when he got that cushy pegs run, and that's what he is going to need. But I thought he might end up 4 back the inside and get an opportunity to provide some value into the trifecta first 4. But it's Copy That for me. My tips are 6 Copy That, 1 Spirit of St. Louis, 4 Honolulu Bay, and 8 Hurricane Harley. Ryan?
Dan, thank you. It seems to be the consensus that not just with the punters, that the top 3 in the market look to be the way to play. Copy That, Honolulu Bay, Spirit of St. Louis. But also our tipsters, when you go to the trots.com.au and look at the tipping hub, it's Copy That. And the only outlier seems to be Honolulu Bay, which myself and also Gareth Hall are tipping. Obviously, that move, Adam, for Copy That fills you with confidence, but I am not as bullish as a lot of you, thinking that he will find the lead here, which for me is a concern in taking those short odds.
Well, look, if he finds the front, I think it's pretty close to race over the way he's going at the moment. But if he doesn't, it's complete game on for all of those trying to beat him. So, you know, that was pretty strong words from Jack Callaghan. There's no real reason for him to, you know, to be bantering like that. He was quite bullish about what his tactics were going to be. And I thought that the interesting one was Mac Dan from the wide draw. Like, Mark Pitt made it pretty adamant that he'll be coming out humming from the wide draw as well. So the potential for early speed is very strong on what we're hearing tactics-wise.
Well, Mark Dan would change everything, because if he led, he would hand up.
So then straight away.
Look, we go back to the Newcastle Mile of last year. Yes, he had great gate speed, but I don't think he's shown that gate speed for quite a while, and I don't think he showed blistering gate speed really through the Inter-Dominion series.
I think he was asked to show it, though. Yeah.
I also think it so much comes down to just one word: intent. Spirit of St. Louis will hold if they want to. And if they want to hold and stay there, they can. But deep down inside, McCarthy's are very smart. They're very smart people. They've done this for a long time. This isn't their first rodeo. And Jack Callaghan's getting smart. He's a good driver. And deep down inside, they know if he leads, not only does it bring Hurricane Harley into play, there's going to be some pressure from the horse on screen, but it won't stop there. If, in your mind's eye, he's in front, this horse attacks, he doesn't get the lead, Rock and Roll Do's coming. Now, Expensive Ego Coming's a different kettle of fish, because they do have the option to hand up to the stablemate. But then you're talking about a lot of pressure inside a 1,200 metre space. If I own Spirit of St. Louis, I say to Jack Callaghan, you hand up, we're going to run first or second. I'm getting my 250 or I'm getting my 100 here, or something like that. That's what I do. Now, I'm not saying with any bias, because I hope the best horse wins. But I do think that if this horse here goes forward and misses the front, then Anthony Butt and Luke McCarthy have to get going from back in the field, and we have a really interesting race.
I do listen to you. Whip politics. The whip is tucked under the arm. What does that mean?
He's going off the gate.
So he's bluffing with his whip politics, is that what you're saying?
He's a smart horse. You see a lot more whip politics in Australia than you do New Zealand. Australian horses race a lot more, they get a lot more tired and they get a lot more stale. New Zealand horses, when you ask them to zip up, zip up. When you talk to any drivers who drive in both countries, they'll tell you the Australian horses need more encouragement because they race so much more. A lot of them race every week. Sometimes in places like Bathurst, they race twice a week. But in the New Zealand horses, they tend to race a lot fresher. Old Town Road's here having a second start since November, and they do tend to zip up more. Australian horses are tougher, New Zealand horses are faster.
A late drift on the favourite too, Ryan. He's out to $2.80.
I just noticed the exact same thing, Adam, at $2.80. So they had a dip and now a bit of an ease again. Spirit of St. Louis, just solid, no real go. $5, $5.50, $5, $5.50. Honolulu Bay.
Yeah.
Here's the one, $7.50 into $5.50. You know, only 2 of the last 10 editions of the AG Hunter Cup have been trained by Victorians. They don't have a great strike rate in their local big one. A reminder, this is a $500,000 race. It is one of the biggest in harness racing, not just from a prize money point of view. Prestige, champions win this race. Who is the champion or potential champion that is going to win this year's Delray National AG Hunter Cup?
Oh, look, I think Copy That is the closest or the most likely to be able to reach champion status. He's got a way to go yet, if by any means, but he's built a terrific CV and he looks to be in the greatest place in his career right now. So this is his moment. This is his Hunter Cup to win if he's good enough, but he's got to beat a really good field to do so.
Gareth Hall is trackside. They've just had the national anthem as the crowd stands to attention for this great race, the Delray National AG Hunter Cup. Gareth Hall, popular consensus seems to be Copy That. Just a late drift out to $2.90 though. Good money for our horse who we're tipping, Honolulu Bay, $7.50 into $5.50.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what actually happens at the start here, Ryan. I love the confidence from Jack Callaghan. He doesn't want to hand up, and I wouldn't hand up with Spirit of St. Louis because he makes that point. Who's going to put the pressure on him if he doesn't hand up that front? Blair Orange can't afford to do too much work with Copy That in the breeze, and if he does too much work getting to the front, then he's vulnerable in the concluding stages. So the best drive might win this year's Delray Hunter Cup. I'm with Honolulu Bay. I think he'll be driven quietly at the start, and if they do overdo it a little bit in the early stages especially, I think he can be the horse finishing over the top of them. But a wonderful crowd now. The atmosphere is electric. A lot of people have turned up a little later, and it's not a warm night here in Melbourne. It's been pretty cold tonight, so looking forward to seeing what unfolds here in the Hunter Cup, because there's been a lot of talk from different connections playing a tough game, talking up a tough game before the Hunter Cup. Let's hope they deliver what they promised before the race. So I'm with Honolulu Bay in an each-way price, but the start's all important. How much pace when the green light goes on, and if that allows some of the back markers to get into a Hunter Cup, which we haven't seen in a big race over a trip here at Melton for quite some time. But bring it on. The Delray Hunter Cup not far away. Let's head upstairs to Dan Malecki now for the call.
Copy That starts favourite, gets out to $3.10. A two-time New Zealand Cup winner, last start winner of the Group 1 Ballarat Cup. Spirit of St. Louis was runner-up in this race last year to King of Swing. He's at $5 now. Honolulu Bay, continued support for this horse. Had a wonderful Inter-Dominion campaign, and first up in the Ballarat Cup was a slashing second, coming from last with a lap to go to get into that second spot behind a Copy That. He's now into $5. Number 1, Spirit of St. Louis, at $5 as well, $9.50 expensive ego. Tab Mobile swings into the Pride's Easy Feet back straight. The Group 1 Delray National AG Hunter Cup. All set. Favourite is Copy That. Green lights on, they're racing. Spirit of St. Louis began very quickly. MacDan came out humming out wider, and he is going to test early. MacDan coming across, gets to Spirit of St. Louis through a half length in front, and they're flying into the first turn. MacDan can't cross Spirit of St. Louis. The gap closed behind it. Hurricane Harley sews up that position, getting across into fourth now, and looming up outside of them is I Cast No Shadow. So I Cast No Shadow now came out 3 deep. Copy That's back to about fifth, 3 three wide pressing on. Honolulu Bay slots in one off the pegs. Torrid Saints three back the inside. And then came Expensive Ego, 8 metres to Rock and Roll Do. Next Major Meister from 888 and Old Town Road is last. The leader, Spirit of St. Louis. He's had to sustain a bit of pressure and Copy That is putting it to him now. They're inside 2 laps to go. And Copy That draws alongside Eyeball, Spirit of St. Louis. And they go at it 5 metres clear. Hurricane Harley's third. Copy That now obliged to sit up without cover. And Spirit of St. Louis has survived another challenge. Copy That second the outside. Hurricane Harley box seats third. I Cast No Shadow fourth. Next is Torrid Saint, the outsider of the field. 3 back along the inside of MacDan. About 6 metres away, Honolulu Bay. He'll be appreciating this good tempo. 5 metres away, Expensive Ego's been able to be driven off the pace tonight. And then came Rock and Roll Do, 888 to the peg. Second last is Major Meister and Old Town Road is last. Lead time 1 minute 20.4 and they have 1400 metres to travel. And Spirit of St. Louis in front. He was runner-up in this race last year. Rock and Roll Do now takes off around them. He's making ground rapidly and so too is Old Town Road as they near the 1200. And it's Spirit of St. Louis leading. Rock and Roll Do moved up outside of it. 3 wide was Old Town Road's going to pour the pressure on now. And Spirit of St. Louis is going to be challenged again as Old Town Road now goes up outside Spirit of St. Louis. 30.1 for the first quarter. Oh, Copy That's a problem. There's a problem with Copy That. He's being eased out of the race. Copy That's lost his spot beyond midfield, losing ground, and I think that's it for Copy That. Out of the straight, 900 left to travel. Spirit of St. Louis in front of Old Town Road. Then Hurricane Harley, third. He's had a lovely run. From Rock and Roll Do, Torrid Saint. Next, I Cast No Shadow. MacDan comes out 3 wide. Honolulu Bay's going to get its chance. 888, 4 back the inside. Then Expensive Ego. Next, Major Meister, and Copy That has been pulled out of the race, the favourite. 30.3 the second quarter. And it's Spirit of St. Louis just in front of Old Town Road. Hurricane Harley in behind them awaits the Gerrard sprint lane. Out 3 wide, MacDan. Honolulu Bay coming to it nicely. Rock and Roll Do struggling. Then came Torrid Saint. Expensive Ego wide out. Around I Cast No Shadow. Spirit of St. Louis, 400 to go. Just led Old Town Road, MacDan. And Honolulu Bay's run up behind them. Dropping out of it, Hurricane Harley. 28.5 the third quarter. It's Spirit of St. Louis in front. Honolulu Bay's about to get the run from Old Town Road. It's Spirit of St. Louis, MacDan getting through Honolulu Bay. I Cast No Shadows out wider. Honolulu Bay hit the lead. Honolulu Bay drew clear. David Moran and Honolulu Bay. Honolulu Bay wins it. Great go for the Miners. I Cast No Shadow and Old Town Road. Then MacDan was a mighty run. Expensive Ego. Spirit of St. Louis, Torrid Saint, 888. They were followed by Major Meister. Next in was Hurricane Harley, who dropped out with Rock and Roll Do. And Copy That did not complete the course. 28 quarter. The Aldebaran Park mile rate 155.2.
What a race. Emma Stewart has won her 111th Group 1, and you'd argue none has been more important than that with Honolulu Bay. Lauriston Bloodstock, Bill and Ann Anderson, well, they've had heartbreak in the past few months with their star Ladies in Red going amiss, and what a wonderful sweetener this has been, taking out the AG Hunter Cup with Honolulu Bay, a horse, let's be honest, Adam, that you probably would have said 6 to 12 months ago wouldn't have been a horse you would have considered over this sort of distance, the Hunter Cup. But through what we saw with the Inter-Dominion Series, it's really been the making of this horse, and a deserved Grand Circuit win for him tonight.
And that term, making of him, is exactly what Emma Stewart said in the lead up to this race. She said, look, we didn't know quite what to expect through the Inter-Dominion with him, but he really just thrived through it. He came through it better than any of their other horses. She said he's gone from a boy to a man, and now they don't use him at the start in the races. He finishes it off so much better. And what a moment for David Moran. He's been to hell and back. He had his long time on the sidelines. He lost the horse of a lifetime over to America, Lochinvar Art, and now he's come out and won his second Hunter Cup in the last 3 years. Terrific drive, much like Ballarat, a drive of genius to go back to the inside when he did at that time.
He's 3 wide here, so he's 3 wide. I think it's about coming 4 wide. and now he makes the race-winning decision. So he's the horse who is 5th of that bunch in the pink, but he swings back down to the inside. We've been talking all the time about shortcuts and marker pegs. He ends up on the marker pegs. Good on you, David. That is a beautiful piece of driving, and well done to Emma and Clayton. It's basically a partnership, and this horse has come out of the Inter-Dominion a better horse than he went into it. Really good Old Town Road. Coming to sit parked at a difficult time in the race, and I thought Mark Dan was excellent too. So strong race. Pace was on. The best horse on the day one. For those who are following the favourite, of course, Copy That, I would suggest he is probably choked down there. I do not know that, but that would be the most likely suggestion on the Copy at that situation. Over racing will sometimes cause them to choke down. We do not know that. We will try and get confirmation. Maybe Jason Bonington can go talk to the connections and find out. But Honolulu Bay beats Telecast, No Shadow, Old Town Road, and Mark Dan. And boys, it was no place for the faint-hearted.
And Emma Stewart and Clayton Tonkin delighted winning their biggest race on the Grand Circuit, the AG Hunter Cup with Honolulu Bay. Here's Gareth.
Yeah, Clayton Tonkin joins us now, along with Sammy Stewart, that's played a major role with Honolulu Bay. But what about that, mate? You've done it nearly all in harness racing, especially with the juveniles, but you're now taken out Victoria's biggest race, the AG Hunter Cup. How do you feel?
Yeah, no, it's amazing, mate, to be honest, and it's one of them things where you just want to, stand up and be counted on a night like this, and, we've had an awesome night, and, it's been special.
He's come a long way, this preparation.
Yeah, for sure, and, Emma's brother Sam's done all the work with him, and he's his biggest supporter, so I think we owe a lot to him. So when the horse first came, he was pretty hot and probably didn't stay real good, and now he finishes a race off like that. It's unbelievable.
And Sammy, Clayton said that you've done a lot of work with him. What's been the key? Because everyone thought he was probably a better sprinter than stayer, but he's outstayed him tonight in the Hunter Cup.
Yeah, he has. I always knew he sort of had it in him. He just used to get himself really worked up and unsettled, and you can't do that against the good horses. And now he's settled. He's turning into a racehorse.
He might be hard to beat in a Miracle Mile.
Oh yeah, he might be, but a fair few others will have a fair bit to say about that.
Captain Ravishing or Honolulu Bay in a Miracle Mile?
Captain Ravishing.
All right, mate. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Clayton Tonkin, Sam Stewart. We'll walk down here and catch up with Bill and Ann Anderson, who have been wonderful breeders of the game, and they of course own Ladies in Red and a few of the superstars of the sport. But we might grab Bill just quickly. Congratulations, mate. What a story this is, Honolulu Bay.
Oh, look, he's had his foot on the till over the last 6 months, and he's such a trier, Gareth, that he deserved this, and Clayton was extremely confident. He wanted him to have a quiet run and slot in, and they followed the instructions to the... He's been great with us, David, Ladies in Red. And, with he's lost with Lochinvar, this has given him a big pickup.
Sam Stewart just pointed out that he's been able to settle a little bit this preparation. We didn't think he could probably win a Hunter Cup. He was more a Miracle Mile horse, but boy, he's proven a few wrong with that theory.
Yeah, well, we went overseas a week before the Hunter, entered him in. We said, look, give him one run and put him away. It's not him. And they said, no, let us do it. And he proved it.
Yeah, hey, well done. Well done to Ann as well.
Thanks, Gareth.
There we go. They've had so much success, the Andersons, in this wonderful sport. We might catch up with Davey Moran because he's a big-time driver. He has proven that over the years with horses like Lochinvar Art and Ladies in Red, and he's delivered the goods here. Dave, congratulations, mate. Geez, that worked out nicely.
Yeah, no, it did, mate. No, it was, the way it all worked out, it just panned out perfect.
They went 5 seconds quicker lead time than they did last year. Were you confident then after that early burn that this horse could finish off?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Them races like that over the 2700, generally if it's a quick lead time, it takes a pretty special horse that can sit up to really get over them.
Bill and Ann Anderson, they've given you opportunities, especially after Lochinvar Art, that association with Ladies in Red. What does this mean to you tonight to win a race like this, especially after what you've been through the last 12 months, losing your best horse and having a suspension and now coming back?
Yeah, no, it's great. It's these races just mean the world to you as a trainer and a driver. It's very, very special. It's a big credit to Emma and Clayton. Sam, Bill and Anne. It's a real credit to everybody involved, and yeah, very, very privileged to have the opportunity for them to be loyal and look after me and keep putting me on.
And this horse has just come a long way. Like, he must settle better, and I didn't think he could do that in a 100 Cup, but he outstayed his rivals tonight.
Yeah, I think Ballarat really showed, you know, that if you can drive him pretty dead, he's very lethal at the end, and as you said, like you said, with a 4-second quicker lead time than General, yeah, he was always going to be pretty dangerous.
Look out the Shepparton nightclubs over the next couple of weeks. You've won the 100 Cup. Well done, Dave.
Thanks, mate.
There's Dave Moran there. Terrific story. Well done to Bill and Ann Anderson. Clayton Tonk and Emma Stewart, they've been knocking on the door to win a big race, a big Grand Circuit race, and I'm just happy for them guys that they've been able to achieve their dream and win an AG 100 Cup tonight.
Gareth Hall, you covered that so perfectly. So many beautiful layers to this amazing win tonight by Honolulu Bay in the AG 100 Cup. We'll break it down and much, much more. Stay with us on racing.com.
But she destroys them. Marabi won it. But Snap, she's pretty smart.
I think out of all of those layers, you see the greatness of Emma and Clayton, because Bill Anderson, so I didn't know, it hadn't been made public until then, but they said to Emma, run night one at Ballarat of the Inter-Dominion, scratch the horse, give it a spell, go to the Miracle Mile. And Emma and Clayton said, we think we might do a little bit more than that. And they went away on a cruise and they were uncontactable, so they pushed on through the Inter-Dominion.
All right, let's go back out to Melton, because a great story to tell over the next couple of months in harness racing is Women Can Team Teal, raising great money for women's gynecological cancer research. Gareth Hall to tell us more. Gareth.
Yes, thank you, Ryan. Team Teal, and this Teal campaign, inspired by Duncan McPherson in memory of his late wife Lynn, has been sensational, and harness racing's got right behind it, and the girls have done a wonderful job, and we're joined by 4 of the superstars of the sport. First of all, Jackie Barker. I think Teal suits all of the girls, by the way.
Yeah, we look fantastic out there, don't we?
Yeah. And do you try extra? Obviously, you try hard all of the time, but it must be special to raise money for such a special cause.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we try 100% all the time, but after the line, if you've got that winner in the bag, you're double excited.
Yeah, with Karen Manning as well. Karen, it's exceeded my expectations, the Teal campaign. It started off in Victoria, now it's seen all over Australasia where the girls are driving for this cause. It's been a huge success.
Oh, it has, yeah. It's been going for so many years that it's just building every year, and we get more and more winners each time, and it's great to see out in the tally the pants. You don't realise how many women there are till you see the races and you see the pants, and it's great. It's great to raise money for a great cause.
Yeah, such an important cause to get behind, Kate, because obviously it was such a special charity to Duncan McPherson after he lost his beautiful wife Lynn. And the money that has been raised has been quite extraordinary.
Yeah, I think it's amazing that it's been going, to keep it going like it has, you know, like a one-off thing, fundraiser is good, but to do it every year and for $400 to be donated every time one of us gets a winner is pretty significant for, you know, a disease that's not overly common, so it doesn't get a lot of funding from the government, so it's really important that we can keep doing it, and, you know, getting a winner is always good, but it's extra special when you can do it in the Teal.
What I love about it, Jodie, is Jodie Quinlan joins us as well, that the girls all over Australia now, in WA, South Australia, New Zealand, they've got right behind it as well, and they wanted to make sure that they participated in this wonderful cause.
Yeah, that's right, Gareth. Like, it's amazing to see how it started off from just a set of colours, and it's just not gone nationwide, but it's globalised now, and to see the kids even wearing the pants in the pony trots, like it's just everywhere you look it is, so it's just fantastic.
$400 every time you girls drive a winner. We'll be cheering you on over the next couple of months. Thanks for joining us here tonight, and well done. There we go, some superstars of the sport. We're lucky that harness racing's got so many wonderful, talented females, and they get right behind this. It's such a special cause to all of them, and Duncan McPherson and his team should be congratulated for the work that they've been able to do for this special charity that means a lot to them.
Yeah, good on you, Gareth. It's called Women Can, and those women certainly can when it comes to harness racing, and wonderful for them to throw their support behind this terrific cause. Let's go out to the parade ring. Well, Kate Gath, she'll be getting on a horse to go out there very shortly. The runners are starting to come out into the parade ring. So let's go to Jason Bonington now.